Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Rock Cloud. Today, I just want to go over some things real briefly with you guys. Um, I'm kind of being like stretched all over the place, maintaining, different things, not just, military and gathering intelligence wise, but, just within my life as well. Some of you guys already know about some of the things I've already stated, months ago. But staying focused on the mission with disclosure. And another thing, guys, look, this war is a distraction. Of course, when it comes to the U.S. and this other president over there, as far as Islam, these guys are demonic entities that is trying to expand um, their area, their territory. They're trying to expand their territory. At the same time, we're hearing about these. They're the U.S. is bombing schools with females over there, and again, we know how this is. These Luciferians, they paint a picture. Bush did the same thing when it came to war. Came up with some bullshit to give the American people. And did you guys see the Marine that was hauled out saying that they did not want to go to war with Iran? It was a senseless war, and he's trying to relate to people what's going on, and our own people are against each other. This is the infiltration that we're talking about, and the American people need to stand together. We're talking about not just the military standing up and doing what's right, but the police officers. We all need to stand up and do what's right. School teachers, everybody need to stand up and do what's right and stick together, with the people because we have Luciferians, these demonic beings that can change forms. Okay, now you're gonna have people in disclosure movement right now, and they've been out there for a while, and I can name one of them. I really don't like calling names because I don't want to be against people, but this particular person, she's been out there for a long time, talking to whistleblowers, but it's the same thing, guys. When people do not, when they change over time, when they change over time, you really get to see their true colors. You get to see how infiltrated people can become and how compromised they can be, especially when it comes to integrity. We know that this war is not only a distraction from the Epstein files, but they're doing sacrifices over there. They do not like the female divine feminine energy. This is why they bombed first a all female girls school. They are really going after the female energy here. And this particular president is a fucking pedophile. And people need to wake up and see what's going on. Okay? He is in the Epstein files. And I had to break away from this mentality because people are being brainwashed. It's almost like they're using black magic over this particular earth realm. Because if you mention Trump's name in a negative way, people get upset. And you have to think, you really have to think. This is not about Democrats. This is not about Republicans. This is about an evil that control both hands. Okay? And they play good cop and they play bad cop. And everything is so fucking compartmentalized that neither side, and I'm talking about the human population, neither side, even the military, we don't know who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. So these files have to come out. They have to come out. And Both sides, not just the Republicans at the top, are trying to suppress this, but the Democrats as well. Okay? They both are in it. They play good cop, they play bad cops. All of them have demonic entities attached to them. And we know that the reptilians are master genetics. So, and the Anunnaki as well. Okay? They have the ability to take your form, clone it, and then have a reptilian consciousness attached to it. Not only that, the Atlanteans, not all Atlanteans were bad, but they had infighting as well. Same thing right now within the military. We have infighting. Okay? We have infighting. But the human population need to understand the infiltration of these dark beings that have signed treaties long ago, and we cannot. It's going to take the human population, because the government structure, it belongs to them now. It belongs to them at the top. It belongs to them, and they know how to manipulate from the top down. It is a caste system. They know how to manipulate that. This is why this darkness has been going on for so long. And the positive ETs, the allies of humanity, have been speaking with certain people worldwide, not just in America, but worldwide, about the infiltration of these particular beings. And we know who they are. At the top, the archons. This is why you see all this AI, and why Trump didn't set up any type of any sanctions against it. You know, putting barriers against these the AI. They all are controlled by the archons. They all are, and they need negative energy to feed off of. They need it. They need division. They need pain and suffering. That's why this war is going on. And it's going to take us, the human population, the starseeds, the people that are awakened. We are going to have to say no, because they are playing mind games with us. These beings do have technology, but they do not trump our free will, okay? They do not. And all of us are going to have to say, no, we do not consent. The government does not override who we are as spiritual free beings, sovereign beings. They do not. And that's what it's going to take as a collective, a human collective, to step away from this structure that never benefited our humanity. And this isn't about color, guys, because when we come into this earth realm as spiritual beings from higher realms, these angel realms that we come in with a mission, and we choose particular avatars. I've had many avatar bodies here, and I spoke briefly about these. Some human and some non-human, but still doing some of the same work, trying to wake humanity up. So it's going to take us to be unified. And anything that divides the human collective with this red and blue, those are red flags. Those are red flags of the tricks of these particular beings, these archons, these demons, these negative ETs that have embedded themselves into humanity. I'm going to be leaving links, guys. There's going to be several links left in this video. You don't have to watch them all at once. Save them to your playlist. Save them, and then watch them when you can. I also want to talk about, they have stepped up their game in surveilling me. We surveil them as well, and they surveil me. Like I said before in my last video, they want to know where I'm at at all times. But these guys, this is what pisses me off. It's not that they surveil me, it's how they surveil me. And then we pay these fucking idiots that do not, they're not good at their job. They're not. If you're going to be working in the intelligence community, at least send somebody that know how to fucking surveil me. Okay? At least have the balls to have somebody that know how to do it. So these fuckers within the intelligence community, they know where I be. They track, the phone is a tracking device, so they've tried to hack my phone several times, and I don't care about that. Fuck it, hack the phone. I'm not impressed with that. You can hack the phone, you can surveil me, but at least do your job well. Because if I can surveil you back and know your location, then you're not doing your fucking job. Do better. So let me tell you, the people on my channel. So this morning, a lot of you guys know that I work third shift. I have several jobs. Okay? I work in the human population. And most of my work for a long time is to watch human development, almost like human resource. I watch the progression of their consciousness. I watch how they can be hijacked. Their minds can be hijacked. And they can start to take on a hive mind mentality where they don't even know what they're doing. They just get the indication through electronic monitoring systems that now is connected to the Wi-Fi. At first, they used to send out specific people within the intelligence community to gain stock, want you. Now it's done electronically through the Wi-Fi system. Okay, so they know how to hack our nervous system, okay, through nanites within the food, within the water, within the chemtrails. They know how to do that, but they do not know how to take over completely, okay? They can't do it because of the soul is in the body. But mentally, if they can hijack the consciousness through the ego, they can suggest certain things through hive mind mentality. Certain managers, certain people, they begin to want you, monitor you, and they don't even fucking understand it, what they're doing. If your integrity can be compromised, if you do not monitor how you treat people, how you act towards them, you are a perfect candidate for your consciousness to be hijacked through their technology. You're talking about ETs that have been doing this for quite some time. MK Ultra, psychological warfares, through their think tanks. This is what they have their hybrids doing in think tanks all over the world. So they do this, and I monitor this. See, I take notes on this. And that's why I've been at the location that I'm at for a long time. So I'll get debriefed on how things are going. And I'll also put my intel on what's been going on through these systems. And there's always these fucking managers that will send out, they create minions, okay? The managers, they call them managers for a reason, because they try to manage us. And we're talking about just in the workforce, okay? A lot of people don't understand that some of these managers have already been implanted by specific beings. We're talking about ETs abducting people and then taking through the implants, controlling them. And they will do this to your managers, to your CEOs, to corporate people. And, and if their integrity can be compromised, like I said before, if they don't watch how they treat people, then they won't understand that they're treating people as less than. So I'm watching all of this go on within the workforce. And then you'll have, so I have this one manager. I'm not gonna say his name, but it rhymes with coward. Okay? It rhymes with coward. Because I know he watched my videos. So he has a reptilian consciousness. I remember touching um, when I was cool with this faggot. Excuse my French, and I mean no disrespect to the gay community when I use that word, but he is a legitimate faggot. Okay, excuse my French. Um, when I was cool with him, and I knew he was a reptilian. I knew it was reptilian. I don't have a problem with hybrid reptilians. But when you show me that you turn on me and then you try to manipulate the system to work in your favor and you create minions to monitor and watch me through hive mind mentality, through manipulation, then you become a punk to me. Okay? And I won't deal with it. I won't deal with it. I will quickly, I will quickly put him in his place. So I remember showing him a martial arts move, showing him when I was cool with him years ago. And I remember touching him, and the inside of his body felt hollow. And I'm like, this fuck is nothing but a drone. There's nothing inside of him. Like there was nothing inside. There's nothing solid inside of him. So it led me to other things through military missions, going into these corporations, these bases, um, these underground facilities where they can reanimate the corpse. And I talked about this. If you guys, for the new people, check out my old information. I've been in several bases, underground bases, where these corporations, they call them umbrella corporation, where they can reanimate the corpse. I don't like calling them the zombies. I call it what it is. It's a reanimation. I've seen them use several gases. I've seen these facilities where incidents occur and things break out. It's contained within the facility, but these containment units that these reanimated corpse are kept in sometimes break out. So things don't go as planned. And for the most part, I've inspected many bases. I've inspected many bases, and I've seen things happen within these bases. Just go back 2 years ago and then start to look at the information, and you'll see how things go. You know, and it's all true, guys. The shit that goes up, that have been going on up under your nose within the military industrial complex, is real, guys. And they use these underground bases that They're corporations within corporations. It is under an umbrella. And they can do things. Hitler was doing this to create super soldiers uh, when he was around. He wanted soldiers that could take bullets and keep going. And he made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. But when those Nazis came over here under the paperclip projects, they kept those experiments going. And they still go on today. And a lot of the super soldier projects have come out of those that type of network through the Nazis. I don't want to drag this video on, but guys, we need to know what we are participating in. And never look at my information as doom and gloom, okay? Because I work under the Christ conscience. When Christ was here, this shit was going on back then, and he was trying to wake people up, and we are still working under the Christ conscience until humanity has fully waken up. We will continue to reincarnate and continue this mission. This is my last go. So I go hard, guys. I go hard. I don't pull punches. I keep going. And that's how it's going to be. No one within the intelligence community or anywhere, even if it's family members or friends that do not know about this, because I do live two different lives. I live two different lives. And I have accepted that. There's no turning back for me. Okay? But either way, I'm not the only one doing this. I'm not the only one. I also have friends and comrades within the SSP Secret Space Program. Okay? Friends that are not here on this planet as well. That is on other planets. But still within the military. They are human colonies within the military that's out there. You guys know about Solar Wharton. You know about the breakaway civilizations. I'm going to leave you guys important links. But take those links and, learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can, because they are trying to suppress this information from you. And I said before, and I'll say it again, do not let them distract you from the Epstein files, okay? Keep pushing the Epstein files out, because it's going to lead to the UFO disclosure. It's going to lead to these nefarious reptilians and the archons. It's going to lead you to the Nazis, the Germans, and these breakaway groups that take humans off planet into slave colonies. They have treaties with these bad ones, and they do not want you guys to know anything about it. And I'm going to keep putting it out, because you guys deserve to know the truth. Either way, I serve you, I love you, I honor you, and I will always respect you. Have a good day.
Out. No one wants to fight for Israel!
His hand, his hand! Oh, his hand!
Sir. Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Only go of the door. Can you
The senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
Sir.
Control your Senate.
Arm stuck in the door. Okay, sir.
A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
Hand stuck.
A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
You're a coward. Punk.
What did you say? Senator? Go fuck yourself. You were a shit seal. That's why you got kicked out. Fat ass.
This is for those who doubt what's going on. This is a soldier in Ukraine. He's talking about what they found. Little ones, 2 to 6 to 7 years old. They got undressed on the first floor, and on the second floor, they got carved up like discarded waste. Either they were just kept in the pits or taken out somewhere. And those guys, they, were talking about the kids as if they were slaughtering some livestock, a piglet or a rabbit. They were as if it was some kind of a farm. These implantations, they'd heard about it. He said he'd heard about it, but he didn't believe it. Until seeing it with your own eyes, you cannot comprehend it. But when you see it, you won't forgive. This lady's talking about the labs. They were murdering children, placing organs in containers, and passing those containers on. They received their deals for murdering children. The containers were taken out of the country under a grain export code, liquidated in labs that some would call basements. For the most part, they were there or cleared. The lab would be discovered after an explosion. They'd walk in the ashes of the fire. There were corpses. They were children. I mean, the kids were cut up.
Everybody forgot this happened. 1 year ago today, Zionist tunnels were discovered under synagogues in New York City. Stained mattresses and baby high chairs were found inside. A year later, no real conclusions. This seems to be slipping into the memory hole of time. This was a real video. And I bet if you showed this to somebody that wasn't really paying attention around then, they would think that it wasn't even real. They'd think that it was AI.
Yeah, nobody talks about this anymore. And even when it was happening, nobody talked about this enough. It kind of just came and went. Everyone just kind of like laughed about it. Like, why did they need secret tunnels? Where do they go? Like, why are they hiding from everyone? And then like every time that someone asked them about it or confronted them, they would just run away. Like, dude, what? Honestly, this was not talked about enough. So I'm bringing it back.
Well, a new report just dropped and it completely obliterates the idea that ICE and Border Patrol are somehow the good guys. Advocacy groups uncovered over 30 people, current and former immigration agents, charged with or convicted of violent crimes. Almost all were sex crimes. 2/3 involved children. Yeah, let that sink in. We are talking child sex trafficking, rape at gunpoint, kidnapping, torture, and producing child sexual abuse materials. This spans ICE and Border Patrol, not one rogue officer or rogue department, both of them. The report says this isn't random, it's cultural. A vetting system so broken, it keeps putting predators in positions of absolute power. As I told you earlier, one ICE agent shot and killed Keith Porter Jr. on New Year's Eve. Despite documented child abuse, racism, and violent behavior, he's still free and still employed. Another was a Border Patrol agent exposed as the East Valley serial rapist, arrested 22 years after his first known assault. Some agents allegedly used the threat of deportation for sex to extort sex, and now ICE operates masked in cars that are unmarked. And as we've been saying all along, predators are copying them. Poor women can't tell who's real and who's a criminal. And sadly, this is only the tip of the iceberg. The real scandal isn't just who committed these crimes, but it's who covered them up and just kept signing the checks anyway. Please tell Congress to stop giving ICE a blank check. Share your thoughts in the comments section.
It says that a Matsu state senator's chief of staff was arrested on federal child sex trafficking charges that happened in Juneau today. That's where our political reporter Will Courtney joins us live as he continues to gather reaction from inside the Capitol building.
Yeah, Rebecca, I think shock about sums up what the reaction we're hearing in the Capitol today is. That's after we learned that Senator George Rauscher, Sutton Senator George Rauscher's chief of staff, Craig Scott Valdez, was arrested on 4 different federal charges, including sex trafficking, child sex trafficking charges. Court documents are describing an Anchorage incident in October where the FBI says Valdez used Snapchat to lure a juvenile to his Anchorage home to celebrate his birthday. The documents go on to say the minor's sibling alerted their mother, who used a family tracking app to locate the juvenile, heard the minor trying to leave, entered Valdez's home, and struck him to get the minor out. Now, when police arrived, the FBI says Valdez had fled. Senate Minority Leader Mike Cronk confirmed to me today that Valdez has been fired, calling the news shocking. The FBI says at least 11 other juveniles may have also been targeted by Valdez across Alaska. The 3 other charges in this case include production of child pornography, coercion and enticement of minors, and receipt of child pornography. You'll have to forgive me if I'm being a little bit quiet. Right behind me is the Senate Resources Committee, which, however, he was not here today. They actually don't have quorum to conduct business. Rauscher being a part of that reason, they don't have quorum. We did also just get a reaction from the Alaska Republican Party as well, calling these charges horrifying, and that now Valdez does not have any affiliation with the young Anchorage Republican Party. Now we are learning more, and on our website right now we have an expanded coverage.
You come from a sector that has been fully administered for a very long time. The planets you were told lie at incredible distances in the skies are actually located here, beyond the natural and artificial boundaries. The sky you knew is not sky. It is projection, a simulation carried out with advanced technology you surely do not fully comprehend. The stars you see above your native lands are not far away. They are part of the same dome, using what is known as the invisible dome projector. You were not taught to look upward to expand yourself, but to diminish yourself, to feel smaller and more insignificant each day. The idea of a universe was installed so you would forget the horizontal map. You do not live on a lost sphere, you live within a stratified system of domes. There are 178 principal environments beneath a greater membrane, the Great Dome. There have been 8 humanities so far. Only the first was entirely free, and only for a brief period. Humanity was created by 5 masters whose identities do not appear in any custodial archive or official record of your native lands. The colonizers could not penetrate the celestial lands, and so they intervened in the human design and never abandoned it, as they did in other dome worlds. Each reset was not natural. They are programmed. 1728 was not a random catastrophe, it was an operation. In 1729, repopulation began with many 7-month-old infants distributed across territories previously emptied under different attacks and a great mud flood. Memory was fragmented and almost entirely erased. Genealogy was rewritten, cartography was replaced. A second invisible ceiling was installed, the mental ceiling. The noise you hear in your mind is not pure thought, it is imposed interference, it was implanted. The gland known as the pineal, which once connected to the source, was atrophied and only partially replaced. Progress was redefined as escape toward the unreachable, while the edges were turned into myth. The climate around them was modified to make them inaccessible or extremely difficult to reach. War was used as partial reset. Portable money replaced the connection to the land, substituting the purest bond. It became a measure. The custodians are not gods, nor are the Anunnaki the creators of humanity, though they did construct the pyramids. Together with the Greys, the Etamines, and other beings, they are parasitic administrators of cycles. They colonized approximately 88% of the known environments of the entire Great Dome. They penetrated domes other races never crossed. They attempted to pass into the celestial lands and their bodies disintegrated. They created matter transfer portals still in use today, though some are abandoned and dangerous. Many remain active beneath your continents. Some races were used as experiments, others vanished without record, for example, on Mars. There exists a second Earth, the land of the clones. Entire civilizations were replicated there. Full lineages were cloned with implanted memories and are now used as intermediaries between colonizers and the new humanity, the loyal families. Through them, ideologies were programmed and futures rehearsed. They called it social simulation. Mars is not a red planet, but a place resembling a zoo of different races and creatures where experiments are conducted. A human colony from Earth has existed there for many years. The custodial lands are not rumor. They exist. They are centers of genetic and environmental engineering. The custodians manipulated climate, cycles, and possibly longevity. Human lifespan was deliberately shortened. In previous cycles, you lived 3 times longer by your measure. Giants are not myth. Some groups descended beneath the surface during the last reset and created internal cities such as Nushara. Nether Sophia is an important underground city that was not destroyed but sealed. Not long ago, it was learned that many generations of giants originate from an external great dome known as the Dome of the Titans. The lake beneath the lower dome connects at certain points to the depth of the ocean. Great Tartaria did not fall by decadence. It was erased from history and maps because it was considered dangerous to the new humanity. Official documents were selected and rewritten under a strict system. The tall doors were not ornamental, they were proportional to us. The giants and giant humans of Great Tartaria. The First War of Asgard does not appear in the history of the new humanity. The Pleiadians are not saviors. They signed ambiguous, complex, and debatable pacts. Many desire human liberation, but they carry Anunnaki interference, complicating the matter. It is possible the continents you know will be intervened again to introduce small groups of Pleiadians in the near future of your time. The civilizations you call extraterrestrial are not outside. They are laterally displaced, horizontally, toward what you know as the South Pole. The celestial lands remain inaccessible to the colonizers. Humanity was designed, embodied physically, to prevent their entry. The Neshama, the human soul, does not belong to the system, but to the source itself. Death is not an end. It is transit beyond the administered field, though return through reincarnation is possible. The cycle does not break easily. We have infiltrators in your lands. Several containment protocols are prepared in case of massive escapes. If the mental noise were to cease simultaneously in millions, the system would collapse. And finally, I almost forgot, there are independent environments, uncharted islands. Some civilizations were not reset, others await it, unfortunately. And as I said before, there is a humanity that still does not remember who it once was. Lately, we are not at ease regarding the resets, because it is known that the colonizers intend to generate a reset in this zone as well. When the giant uttered the final word, my